Pelosi reveals her plan to hurt middle class. Only one thing stands in her way. By Adam Castellino, Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. In a recent interview, Representative Nancy Pelosi stated her plan to harm the middle class. She only needs one thing to make it happen. This must be stopped. We've reached a point where few people believe the Democrats care about real everyday Americans like you and me. Ever since Trump entered office, liberals have fought his progress. Every good step he's taken to protect our nation, help our families, and aid veterans has been met with resistance by Democrats. Democratic leaders across the country break the law to protect illegal aliens. They are violating their oath of office to put criminals ahead of citizens. Even the historic tax cuts passed last December, which has helped almost every American, were opposed by the left. Not one Democrat voted for the tax cut. Not one. That is shocking, right? Not even one of them. So it comes as no surprise that their top leaders are eager to shut the tax cuts down. Before we've even enjoyed them for a year, the Democrats are planning to hike everyone's taxes up. It's obvious that they don't like seeing Americans happy. If Trump's the one that makes them that way, they couldn't care if it was Trump or anybody. They don't care about American citizens. That's the bottom line. In a recent interview, House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi promised to end the GOP tax cuts. That would mean a large cut in pay for most Americans. Businesses would be hit with a terrible corporate tax rate. It would lead to job losses, increases in the cost of living, and a murdered economy. What does Pelosi need to ensure that the tax cuts are dead? Just a Democrat majority in Congress. House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi indicated Tuesday that her party would like to roll back the tax reform law passed last year if they gain control of Congress this November. At a breakfast hosted, and not only that, they want to impeach Trump by getting control of Congress. That's their plan. At a breakfast hosted by Politico, reporter Jake Sherman asked Pelosi to respond to a Republican ad that claims you would like to institute a single-payer health care program and cancel, raise taxes. I think they mean roll back the tax cuts they passed this year. Well, the second part there is accurate, Pelosi chuckled in response, before adding, I do think we should revisit the tax legislation in a bipartisan, transparent way. Source Fox News. Matt Gorman. Here's the video you'll be seeing all fall. Nancy Pelosi, during her Playbook interview, admits it's accurate. She wants to raise taxes if Dems win the majority.
They have a new ad that they put out after you said you thought you were going to win the majority that says, the title was All at Stake. It said that you would like to institute a single-payer healthcare program and raise taxes. I think they mean roll back the tax cuts that they passed this year. What do you think of that?
Well, the second part there is accurate. I do think that we should revisit tax legislation in the way that we always have, in a bipartisan, transparent way, that the result is unifying for the country. I do object to what they did in the dark of night and the speed of light, to put forth something that gives 83% of the benefits to the top 1%. 86 million middle-income families will pay more taxes in the life of this bill, even though they call it a middle-class bill. Gives $1.5 trillion worth of tax cuts to corporate America, adding over $2 trillion to the national debt because of the interest on that money. And part of that benefit to corporate America is to give them a benefit to create jobs overseas rather than here. The list goes on. But what's more shameful about it, and what evokes hundreds of meetings across the country, we know over 1,000 from our grassroots folks, is that what it does to the budget. It's a dark cloud over the budget. It's a dark cloud because soon after the bill was passed, the president released his budget. Say $1.5 trillion to corporate America and interest on the loan, few $100 billion more. What did he say? Take $1 trillion out of Medicaid, take $500 billion out of Medicare, $200 billion out of food stamps, $200 billion out of education. Again, a budget that is not a statement of the values of meeting the needs of the American people. So their value system, they have made clear. Yes, I do oppose that. I do think that we could work together to reduce the corporate rate, not the way they did to that extent, but in a way that would create growth, generate good paying jobs, and reduce the deficit. What they did was the complete reverse. Single payer is, well, when I was pushing strollers and carrying signs all those years ago, it was about everyone having access to health care, and that is the path to that is the Affordable Care Act. And I feel very protective of it, very proud of it. The Affordable Care Act stands as a pillar of economic and health security for America's families. Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act. And so soon, as I mentioned earlier, as soon as the election was over, we knew we had to get to work to protect the Affordable Care Act. That's the path, I think, to access, quality, affordable access to health care for all. Now, in my district, if they want to go in there and say that I'm for the single payer, because one of my opponents says I'm a corporate centrist, and that's why I have to be opposed. In San Francisco, I'm a corporate centrist, and something else.
We're going to go to our colleague, Heather College.
Well, there you have her. Yeah, a bipartisan, transparent way, right? She was saying that they were signing this in the dead of the night. Oh, exactly the way Obama used to handle things. Well, it's all in our hands. Last week, Pelosi told the Boston Globe that she was confident that Democrats would regain control of the House for the first time since 2010 and declare she would run for Speaker. She can't even think straight. It's important that it not be 5 white guys at the table, said Pelosi. Are you... Okay. Referencing President Trump and the other 3 congressional leaders, I have no intention of walking away from that table, source Fox News. Make no mistake, the left has learned nothing from the last 2 years. They continue their divisive, toxic, and destructive agenda. Democrats are not interested in connecting with real Americans. In fact, they are only interested in pushing their extreme left-wing agenda. If they can get enough support across the country, they'll get it. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, it is disturbing. How these people are allowed to lead. I mean, vote these people out. I mean, really? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.